We know you love your music, so we'll be quick. We love helping you stream the hottest music. And since you're the de facto DJ, everyone's counting on you. So we reimagined Wi-Fi and created Xfinity XFi so you can stream your favorite tunes with reliable speeds whenever, wherever. Whether you're hosting a party or doing a little spring cleaning, you can stream confidently with XFi. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi. Visit xfinity.com/XFi to learn more.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to the show that's always screaming about the dangers of the New World Order. I got my lightsaber ready here. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show.
Yo, what's up, y'all? This is Jah Jah. This is writer Bruce, Master Bruce.
That's right, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining us. It is October 23rd, 2015. And you're listening to the maestro of conspiracy, the best there is, the best there was, the best there ever will be. So get that in your freaking heads. You're listening to the Bruce Montalvo Show. I'm joined by my great and lovely co-host, Jah Jah. What's up?
What's up, baby? How are you?
I'm good. I'm excellent, as usual.
You made a video this morning about Jews and mice and Tom and Jerry.
That's right. Yes, you can find it on Exposed News, our YouTube page, and it's pretty much just showing how, just depicting the Nazi persecution of the Jews, even in cartoons, subliminally.
Yeah, like Tom and Jerry, you found them heiling Hitler.
That's right, both of them.
Both of them.
Turns out Jerry's a little Mischling.
A Mischling.
He's a Jew working for the Reich.
Yeah, but the Mischling means mixed, and there was a whole order, a dynamic laws and order that were implemented for all the Jews in Germany during the time of the war, and they called them Mischlings, and they would be half Mischlings or quarter mixed Jew, and there was a lot of IDs that were falsified to conceal their Jewish identity. A lot of people had to then pledge allegiance to the Reich, and then they would kill Jews and then fight, and then they would be sent to the gallows on suicide missions themselves.
Absolutely. Well, you know who they were also pledging allegiance to, right?
Lucifer.
The Pope.
Okay.
Pope Pius and the Vatican. I mean, they modeled the SS after the Jesuits.
I see. So, I mean, today, when I see all these celebrities and politicians and media people, every time when they're heiling, it's for the Pope now, because Hitler's dead, you know.
Right.
Hitler's dead, so sorry.
Yeah, you just upset Donald Trump, who's been reading Mein Kampf every night before he goes to bed. All right, ladies and gentlemen, speaking of the dope and his Jesuits and Nazism, it's all at the top of the pyramid, folks. You want to talk about the tip of the spear of the New World Order? These people are it, okay? And they're not some defunct political party from the 1930s. They are here. They took over the United States of America, folks. And you know, so much scrutiny is falling down upon the Catholic Church. You have people saying that this dope Francis is going to be the last pope, the last of the first of the Jesuit popes, and pretty much, I know the heat that's on these guys. I mean, the UN was coming down on them, and you know when the Marxists over at the UN start to come down on you, you know, they're gonna make you bend to their demands. I mean, they pushed out Ratzinger, and they put in this dope, this Masonic pedophile pope, really no different than the others. But he's pushing this this one world order, this kill yourself to plant a tree agenda, and I just can't take it. Actually, I made my artistic debut, and for those of you that want to see it, it's a beautiful piece, beautiful art piece. Wouldn't you agree? I mean, it's really this art piece that I put out under my slave name, because God gave me the name of Bruce Montalvo, folks. And Bruce Montalvo is in the Torah, so you should check that. You know, I'm the Grand Sephardim. So, literally, this piece of art is the greatest piece of art ever, and we're going to have a link to it. I'll have it on Before It's News. Artist smears feces all over the dope.
Yeah, Bruce decided to become an artist influenced by myself, who shows in galleries and museums and major collections all over the world.
Major.
And this one is so excited about art that he found this, he reappropriated and transformed a already pre-photographed portrait of the Pope, and then he went to the bathroom, proceeded to go to the bathroom to continue the process of making art.
That's where my best ideas come from. I mean, I picked up a magazine, an issue of Rolling Stone, had Donald Trump, and it just the ideas came to me.
Well, maybe you should poop on Trump too.
Don't give out my trade secrets, please. Now somebody's going to beat me to it. I mean, they already painted him as a giant piece of crap in a mural in Manhattan somewhere.
Since when is Trump art? Okay.
He's art when they paint him like a cupcake.
That was horrendous. My friends, about 5 months ago, there was this really whack painter who made these grandiose, 6 feet by 6 feet portraits.
Whack? They were great. What are you talking about?
It looked like something out of high school.
It looks like something that should be painted over the 16th chapel. Oh. It was so good. So good. So great.
Good? It was so... Oh my God! Please, let's not.
Don't you see the expression?
You know what? We're not
the
going to be
artistic
Siskel
value
and Ebert here. When I've had reviews written reviews.
First
for
of all, Siskel is dead
for Flash Art magazine. You are not going to override my sense of critique.
It's all shits and giggles, folks.
Yeah. Well, your shit piece is called Poop Pope.
It's called the Poop.
The Poop.
Instead of the Pope, it's the Poop.
The Poop.
The last poop. So. Let's get serious here. The Pope, I think, is going to resign in 2016. There's no way that the heat from Ratzinger protecting these pedophiles, protecting the clergy, the pedophiles in the clergy, just predators like Maciel and the thousands, of, not hundreds of others, the hundreds of thousands of these Masonic pedophile priests. They got to go down.
Yeah, I don't know. There's so I mean, me being Jewish, I really don't. I know where you're coming from, and I see it, and I read about it. And
they created the Nazis. You, being Jewish, you should know that they are your greatest oppressors.
Okay, but you know who's oppressed? The kids who are raped by the priests. And
well, how about the kids that are being raped by ISIS right now in the middle of the freaking desert? How's that?
Yeah, but what about the people in our own country? I mean, that believe in the priests, and they have this... not every priest, of course. Is
they're being mind raped. They're being mind diddled.
That too.
Mind phenoiked.
Well, they're scared. They're so scared. I mean, how come when I was growing up, the girls that were the first ones to give BJs to the boys and put on makeup with the really religious Christian girls.
The Catholic schoolgirls.
Yeah, the Catholic schoolgirls.
Those are the dirtiest ones.
They were the first ones being sluts.
I mean, those are the ones masturbating.
Know what sex was.
Those are the ones masturbating with crucifixes.
Yeah, it's the nuns. They tell them it's so bad, it's so evil. And then they go, what? It's evil? Oh, good. Let me find out what it is and do it. I mean, to get me out of here. Because I would too if I had to look at those freaking nuns. Man, those ladies are scary looking,
Those nuns
you
are
your knuckles
busted. Hey, what's that one, Pasolini, right? Didn't he make a movie about a bunch of, horny nuns?
Oh, that was hysterical. That was one of Pasolini's films. It was, there was, a bunch of horny nuns. And
they're all banging out this guy that they thought was autistic or something?
Yeah, you could deaf and dumb, Famous Paolo Pasolini film.
Oh, we gotta bring the humor, folks, because the world out there is a cruel, rotten piece of crap.
I love Italian films. I love Lina Wertmuller. There was that Seven Beauties that we loved. That was about the Italian who gets caught up in Germany in in the Nazi concentration camp.
And that was a great movie.
And he was like begging to just to get out of the.
And that shows a pattern, folks. Italians love banging fat chicks.
Yeah, he was banging. He did. Well, it was pathetic.
Fascist.
She was.
I mean, this chick looked like she probably kicked babies in the stomach while they were in the stomach.
Yeah, and speaking of kicking babies in the stomach, what's up with these babies being thrown out of the windows in New York?
That's right. People are going just plain nutty, like Khamenei of Iran. They're just plain nutty.
Khomeini. Yeah.
Or Camel Toe, whatever his name is. Now they're throwing freaking babies out the window.
What the hell is that's like some really? I read so many stories of what happened in Warsaw and Auschwitz, and there was a couple of people that were throwing.
That's what happens when that's what happens when the dope comes to town. People get possessed.
Maybe.
All right. Now, one thing that I got to talk about. I don't know if it's more fear mongering because it's coming from just NASA or whoever the hell put this out, saying that LA will have a 5.0 quake in 2 years.
I don't believe it.
It makes sense, though.
But I don't believe it.
I mean, that Salton Sea, a lot of people don't know that there's this just stinky lagoon out there, and there's a slip fault under there, and if that Salton Sea, the fault just slips, like I said,
it
can happen any day. They tiptoe, they tap dance on Armageddon every day in California.
Okay,
I know this because I was from there. I lived there.
This is a manifested concept that has been perpetrated through many decades already, and fear for Californians. I mean, us on the East Coast, we really didn't,
Well, you have the New Madrid over here.
Listen, this is the Earth. We're on Mother Earth. There's fault lines every other second, everywhere you go. And even Fukushima, they said that their fault line wasn't really right there. It was like somewhere else. They couldn't have really predicted it. You see, what I'm trying to say is that show me an earthquake that wasn't created by an intercontinental ballistic nuclear torpedo missile. Okay? Just show me one, and in combination with HAARP. Show me one that did not happen by man, and in the last 50, 60 years. And then we could talk about what could happen in California. I don't believe that it could happen. I'm sorry. I'm not saying that it can never happen.
It was NASA, and it was NASA that put that out. NASA, 99% probability of 5.0 earthquake in LA. That's very probable.
They want all you Mexicans to get out. Out.
Yeah, just like they kicked us out of Dodger Stadium.
Yeah, they want you to get scared and run. Get out.
Anyway, I don't buy it. It's Nazi telling me this.
The Nazis are only telling the Mexicans to scare them so they can run out and they can leave California for the Nazis.
Oh, we're never leaving California. We were in California before it was America. Right? The only thing that happened was the flag changed one day. That's it.
Yeah.
One day it looked like the Guinea flag. The next day it was the royal flag of the British turds, pretty much.
And speaking of Mexico, what's going on with this? There's a hurricane in Guadalajara.
That's right. A lot of Sephardim are trying to run away from that, right?
I don't know, but
they're evacuated.
They make beautiful jewelry there. Speaking of jewelry, you should definitely hit up Conceptual Subculture. That's at Etsy.
You want to support the show.
If you want to support us, and also, forget us. You'll see like the nicest jewelry in the longest time, one of a kind. 2 different stores. One's like tribal and more like ethnic, primitive, brutalist, rustic kind of look with coppers and sterling and a lot of gemstones from lapis to tiger's eye to rubies, sapphires. Go to Etsy.com /shop/conceptual subculture. That's one word, conceptual subculture. So, those of you who don't know what Etsy is, it's ETSY.com. It's mostly a lot of artisans, and you can sell vintage stuff too. The other store is called Antique Obsessions, one word. It's the same URL, ETSY.com /shop/Antique Obsessions. There's sales going on in both stores. It's Conceptual Subculture. We got a 50% off. We just make really awesome sterling silver, one of a kind, very, very ritzy, glitzy, cool, shabby chic, you name it, Art Nouveau, Repoussé. You just check it out. Necklaces, rings, and bracelets.
Absolutely.
Earrings.
Absolutely. And that these aren't shameless plugs. I mean, we make art. I told you earlier I made my artistic debut. Okay, we make art. That's not the only art I make in the bathroom. I mean, I make art. We make art. So go to Etsy.
Yeah, that's right. Go to Etsy.
Yeah, seriously.
You'll be blown away, actually. Most people are. We have a lot of repeat customers that just get very addicted. That's why
they love the jewelry. But let's tell our listeners pretty much, the whole show isn't going to be about Hillary, but pretty much we had to name the title of the show Hillary Clinton Off the Hook. Because she's off the hook now. I mean, she had the audacity to blame
I'm off the hook.
A freaking dead body, Christopher Stevens. I mean, he's dead. Okay, they were fighting for like 9 hours. Hillary put the stand down order. We know this. There was over 600 requests for additional security that went through her desk. She did nothing.
I want to know what Christopher...
And this satanic yenta is off the hook now.
I want to know what Christopher Stevens did to really deserve that.
He went over her head. That was a CIA gun-running operation, and it got him whacked.
Why is it her head? I'm not taking her off the hook. Listen to me.
She's Secretary of Defense. Went over her head.
There was so many people involved with this, and for people to just blame Hillary, it's just ridiculous. It's like pointing a finger at one person when the whole thing was like a mass conspiracy and everyone played a little part in something. You cannot blame this one woman for what went on.
I mean, you just came back from talking about high fashion, our beautiful high fashion jewelry. I mean, they made Benghazi sound like haute couture or freaking high fashion. They make Benghazi sound like a handbag now when they say it.
Can I get a Benghazi handbag? I'd like a Benghazi handbag.
I think Hillary's already got one made out of the skin of the 4 Americans that were killed over there.
Yeah, do you think so? Well, why is it only Hillary? Why? I mean, Barack Obama was a president at the time. I mean, was she over there personally overseeing everything? I don't think so. What about Rice? Susan Rice?
Oh, they lied about that video. What, some stupid Monty Python looking video about a pedophile Muhammad is gonna, even though it's the truth, I mean, Muhammad was a pedophile if he even existed.
Petraeus was involved. I mean, there were a lot of people involved with this, Bruce. I mean, I don't want to fall victim like every other talk show host, and everybody wants to point.
Yes, I know. Obama and Hillary were probably in the same room, and they watched them die. You know, they had a freaking drone flying over them, looking at the whole thing, like in Patriot Games in that movie, how they're watching them from above, and that's old technology.
Okay,
but they were watching the whole thing, the whole kit and caboodle. They saw them get whacked. They could have sent some F-16s to help them. They did nothing.
I think she was hanging out with Uma, getting her clit.
Look, absolutely, they had to make sure that the Palestinians were going to get those M-pads so they could fight Israel for like a day or two. You know how they like to have those little half an hour wars and whatnot over there.
Okay, but don't be so surprised if somebody like John McCain had his hands
insane more in it. McCain, absolutely.
I mean, you don't
have
know who
insane
was
McCain actually meeting with the terrorists, saying that they're great men. He's meeting with these ISIS, a.k.a. Al-Qaeda, a.k.a. Mujahideen, a.k.a. United States made in America, freaking terrorists. Exactly. They might as well be G.I. fucking Joe over there. G.I. Cobra.
It just bothers me.
Cobra!
The way everybody has to, like, right now, everybody's, like, looking for a fucking leader, okay? Like a president. Like, they're going to... Remember, the presidency is just the image of the country. It's not who runs the country. I mean, they don't run the country. They're the image. It's got to be about like your foreign presence, your foreign influence, your whole persona, how you're going to represent America. Okay, that's why George Bush Jr. failed, because he was a freaking goof. All right, he was a fool, he was a buffoon, and he was like a warmonger, and couldn't.
But Hillary's no different. Hillary is just some Democratic gang-banging crypt. That's what she is. No different than their Republican bloods. They're just gangs. It's organized crime. That's how you can't have any law and order unless you have organized crime.
But listen, Bruce, the problem is that we as Americans are so overly focused on a president when they should be focused on their on the senators, on their local congressional people.
They always want you to think it's the Democratic capitalists versus the Republican bloods. I mean, it's just the left-right paradigm, folks. I mean, just remember what that commie bastard Stalin said. He said, it's not who votes, it's who counts the votes. All you idiots out there, I'm going to vote for Trump this week. You're not going to vote for anybody, you idiot. They're going to vote for you.
Yeah, and as much as Trump has such an enigmatic kind of charisma, he is not, to me, like a good image for our country. I mean, unless you want a bunch of casinos,
you want Saturday Night
prostitutes,
Live. Instead of the State of the Union, you're going to get Saturday Night Live.
There's going to be a Trump Plaza, right, in every city, and just for him, and while everybody else is like starving outside. Excuse me, Mr. Trump, could you give me some food, please? Trump?
Oh yeah, you're going to get food from Albert Speer's freaking kin. I don't think so. Look, first of all, in no ways does Hillary feel tired. She's gone too far.
No way.
She's gone too far. All right, that reptilian wench has gone too far. And, ladies and gentlemen, I'm no psychic, but I'm predicting that this reptilian wench will be the president in 2016. I just feel disgusting saying it.
Bruce,
so disgusted with myself.
You used to think she was pretty when you were a kid.
Well, when I was like in 6th freaking grade? You gotta tell our listening audience that so I can lose my conservative base? What kind of a co-host are you? What kind of a co-host is this, ladies and gentlemen?
You were just a kid.
You know what? You're a great co-host because the view from the Twin Peaks Mall is amazing. And speaking of Twin Peaks Mall, folks, it was Back to the Future Day the other day. What do you think of that? I mean, we were actually living in October 21st, 2015, the same date that Marty goes back in time to try to save the clock tower. You know how much 9/11 symbolism is in Back to the Future? I mean, did I show you some of the images?
It was incredible. There was so many things that were really
what did you make of that?
Predictive. It bothers me,
So predictive programming.
It's not only, it's just kind of like all these Masonic, clandestine, dark shadow government people, and the creative people involved. They all know it. It's like they all kind of giggle and laugh at people, and they keep their mouths shut, and they just go ahead with the program.
I mean, all this talk about CERN being a Stargate, it's basically like a time machine. The DeLorean, where Marty McFly travels back in time, that's a time machine. So in a way, it's like a Stargate. So, and at the same time, we're going to talk about CERN, but then we'll go back to the Future. The scientists are admitting that they're trying to talk to interdimensional entities, which I would describe as demons. I mean, they got Shiva, the destroyer, the goddess, right at CERN 666. But what the hell are they trying to do? They're trying to bring forth freaking Cthulhu to come out of the great void? What are they trying to do?
I don't know what CERN is. I mean, we saw that program a few months ago about how...
It's the Large Hadron Collider, the antimatter particle accelerator.
In 100,000 years, supposedly, the sun is going to burn out. And eventually, then we'd go into a dark age and we would die because we'd have no light, and et cetera, et cetera.
It basically is the most dangerous weapon man has ever created.
Okay, but are they trying to create a new sun with that in the future? Is it something to be used in 1,000 years?
Let's go to Geneva and ask the Jesuits that ourselves.
Well,
really?
I mean, I don't know what their plan is. I mean, is it to
we know the universe
holes
is
in the ionosphere and then to let
Well, we know that when they fire up CERN, it actually weakens the magnetosphere.
Okay.
But getting back to the Future, we just wanted to make that correlation of the DeLorean being somewhat like CERN, and how they're even using CERN to talk to demons, believe it or not. But watching Back to the Future, I mean, I must have seen that movie 100 times growing up. They basically predicted 9/11 right at the top. I mean, right at the beginning, if you look at the clock tower, again, tower, The clock tower right there says 9/11. I mean, you can't see it on the screen, folks, but we can. 9/11, does it not?
Mm-hmm.
Right 9/11. There, 9/11. Marty goes back in time to tell Doc that he's got a warning for him about the future, about a coming terrorist attack. I mean, those were Marty's words himself. And the clock tower right there strikes 9/11. Okay, then you have the newspaper Marty's holding. It says, "Save the clock tower." Then behind him, there's a sketch of what looks like some type of scientific, just brainstorming or whatever, but it really is the Eye of Horus, the one of the Great Pyramids. And again, we just went through this October 21st, 2015. You know, they didn't get a lot of things right. I mean, they said that we were going to be having hoverboards. I'm sure they have hoverboards in Area 51, but the ones they're releasing to the people don't really hover. But the ones that the government's got, I bet you those hover. But they got some things wrong. They said the Cubbies were going to win the World Series. The Mets are going to the World Series. But I mean, in an alternate time and reality, I mean, they got pretty close. The Cubs did have a shot at going to the World Series. So, and then they also released the self-lacing Nikes. I mean, check these kicks out. I think they're pretty dope.
Yeah.
I mean, besides the little red crystal in the back, I mean, if they could make that like a neon blue like the rest of the shoe, I think the shoe would be perfect. But, I mean, the self-lacing Nikes released on the very same date that Marty McFly travels back in time. So, again, they don't quite have the hoverboards he rode yet, but it's still very close.
They can have
very,
hoverboards.
Very
and
close.
That's a Grateful Dead symbol on the hoverboard
oh,
in that
wow.
video, actually. That's the Dead.
But I tell you one eerie thing also about Back to the Future. Back to the Future 2, it pretty much predicted the NSA illegal surveillance state. And the main perpetrator, which is AT&T, because a lot of that technology from Back to the Future, we do have it today. I mean, we have the self-lacing shoes. The Cubs lost, but they got close. But they have, we have the just face-to-face Skype type of calls now, and it's nothing. And who's behind the NSA surveillance, just illegal wiretapping? It's AT&T has a major part to play in it. And Back to the Future predicted AT&T would be the ones behind this surveillance grid, surveillance state type technology. What do you think of that?
Yeah, probably.
Creepy, right?
Yeah, well, it's just, they're just also symbolic for like any major corporation, because AT&T, and then, you know, there's Verizon, and then there's Google, so it's all become like one big, it's like one monopoly now. It's not like separate subsidiaries. I feel like it's all one big order, you know, and...
Speaking of order, you have the Twin Pines Mall where Marty goes to warn Doc, where Doc's out there working on traveling back in time. Twin Peaks. The first thing you see is two green triangles. Twin Pines Mall, actually. I'm saying Twin Peaks. It's Twin Pines Mall. When Marty goes back in time again, it becomes the Lone Pine Mall. So again, it's two triangles. You see a 33 right on the clock. This is 1:33 a.m. Again, 33 being a sacred number to Masons. And what happened? The Twin Pines went down, and a lone pine was put up. It's the equivalent to the Twin Towers and the One World Trade Center.
Amazing.
I see that right there. And then Marty's walking around town when he first gets there. Some lady is asking for donations to save the clock tower. Right behind her, seems like it's some psychic store, some psychic fortune teller. Behind her, it's titled The Third Eye. You see the Eye of Horus. Right there.
Yep, well, it's in two places. The eye
on
and
the
the
door
triangle.
And on the sign, you have the Eye of Horus.
Yeah,
and then this image, I think, is one of the creepiest because it shows them in their home, looking outside the window, and you see the Twin Towers, and then to the left you see a guy that looks like he's falling, and then the torch of Athena, or the torch of the Statue of Liberty. I mean, these people had to have had inside knowledge. What, did they travel back in time? Did they jump through CERN and try to warn us? That's what I'm saying. Alternate realities. I mean, they got awfully close to predicting that the Cubs would go. I mean, actually, the Cubs are never going to win anything. Right? They might as well just move to Ohio. But seriously, I mean, did these guys have some type of foreknowledge? It's very eerie.
I'm telling you, Bruce, it's a one big plan. It's a script that they're following, and the higher you get, like if you're given the right to be able to make films for people, videos and movies, it's like wag the dog, you know. You have to be working for the government. I mean, that's what it is. They do not want dissenters like you and I. They want people to make for the order, about the order.
And for the order.
And for the order, and that's it. And you have to pledge allegiance to the order, and you have to just take the scripts, whatever they give you, without asking questions. Maybe they didn't even know, the creative directors, but the fact is they were told.
Oh, I think they knew. I mean, look at this picture we have right here on the screen. It's got Doc Brown, who basically looks like a weird version of Jesse Ventura. That guy looks like freaking Jesse Ventura.
Maybe he's Jesse's uncle.
Jesse Ventura is America's weird uncle, folks. But look, check it out.
He is.
You got Doc Brown holding these stopwatches, and what it says 119, and backwards that's 9/11.
That's right.
That's 9/11 backwards. And check out the flux capacitor. They say the thing that makes the DeLorean work and jump back in time. 666 right on it. I mean, it's incredible. Back to the Future is filled with Illuminati 9/11 symbolism.
Yeah.
It's filled with it.
But, you know, to tie that back into our whole, like, Nazi talk.
I want to get those shoes now.
Just the fact is that that I find that a lot of these people that we've identified to have bloodlines to the Nazis, they're using those signs. Those are the signs they're using. The OK sign, showing one eye, putting the hand over the lips, the triangle. You know, those are definitely the new neo-Nazi signs. They wouldn't call themselves Nazis. They would just, I don't know what they call themselves. I don't know. What do they call? They're trying to say that Nazis
Vatican assassins.
Yeah.
That's what they are. They're all Vaticans. Speaking of Vatican assassins, folks, they come in all shapes and sizes, and Hamas is part of them. Okay, so Hamas basically planning a major terror attack. I mean, after Abbas was defanged, his fangs run around Israel stabbing people.
He didn't have any teeth, right? You said.
But whatever teeth he had left, they took them out, and those teeth ran out of his mouth and started stabbing people.
Yeah.
Okay, but you talked about these people who are using the signs of the occult, the Nazis. Now, we talked about Mishling earlier. This guy Netanyahu, I think, is a Holocaust denier. I'll tell you why. This may sound outlandish. The ADL's like, what? But look, Netanyahu blamed the Palestinians for the Holocaust. I think that anyone that takes away any of the blame from the Germans is a Holocaust sympathizer. What do you think of that?
I think that wasn't the only statement that Netanyahu made. He also said something about the Mufti. That's
right. Yeah, we've been just yelling our heads off about the Grand Mufti and how we think Brzezinski was in his platoon, and then Brzezinski looks like Putin. So therefore, you have the Hanzar SS 13th Division, basically of Bosnia, running Russia today.
That's right.
So we've been going on and on about this for like the past month. I mean, we thought we were having technical difficulties. The NSA was hacking us.
That wasn't true.
Turns out we had to get the new Spreaker Studio app, but we don't know. We also don't know.
Yeah.
We don't know. They could also hack the old console. We don't know, but we've been talking about this topic, and now Netanyahu's flapping his gums, talking about the Grand Mufti and blah, blah, blah.
So the thing about Netanyahu is that, like, who is he? I want to see his parents, okay? You have these prime ministers out of nowhere, selected, picked, and erected, okay? And you know what? Where's him and his parents? I think his father, or his grandfather. I have to figure out the dates actually, but I think his could be his father. Even he's old enough to be Rosenberg, Alfred Rosenberg, who worked under Hitler. Now
we were doing some digging.
Rosenberg could have been a Michelin himself,
right?
You know, maybe even a quarter or even less. I don't know. He retained the Jew name of Rosenberg. So I mean, he looks too much like him in every sense of the way. I mean, not just like an average dude looking like an average dude. I mean, the nose is twisted.
Oh, they're spitting image.
The nose is kind of twisted like his. The eyes are the same. The hairline is the same. The male pattern.
Well, it makes sense. It makes sense after we saw the documentary. Jews who fought for Hitler found out that there were these half-breeds, these German, and they didn't even know they had Jewish ancestry.
Yeah, a lot of people didn't. They were so
and they felt disgusted that they were Lebensjews.
Not Lebensjews. They were just Jews.
That's what I'm calling them. You got Lebensborn. They fought for the Reich.
No, they weren't.
They were loyal to the Reich. They were loyal to the guys that were killing their grandparents and moms and brothers and sisters, uncles.
Disgusting.
They're talking about, the Holocaust still would have happened even if we had guns.
They were just scared of their own lives.
Even if we, the Jews, had guns. Right.
Loving the oppressor.
Absolutely.
I still can't figure out why they wanted to kill Jews and why Nazis hate Jews so much. And okay, so they were all
It's biblical.
Okay,
they're the Amalek.
But they were brainwashed back in the 30s. I can't understand why it's going on today, you know, and why so much false blame is put on Jews.
Because the Vatican is working on the new American Holocaust. Do you not see this?
Nazi.
Okay, they got these fucking fake Jew bastards running around with the Palestinians with their goddamn Davy Crockett pussy Alamo hats, because we know Davy Crockett was a freaking pussy. And you know what I have to say? I say not 1 inch to those goat eye eating bastards and their fucking Vatican. Not 1 inch.
Bruce, I think goat eyes are a delicacy and very expensive. I don't quote me, but I'm very vaguely. I think they're only for the wealthy, like Saudi sheiks.
Yeah, exactly.
I think
the Saudi sheiks that drive around almost killing people in Los Angeles in their goddamn Ferraris. I think it's time that they take these bastards and freaking behead them, just like they've been beheading everybody else.
I think the Saudis should send,
or pretending to behead people.
I think they should send buses and planes and pick up all the Palestinians and just give them a piece of land and you know, and treat them better than Israel would.
Well, like Gaddafi did.
Look, I think they just need to live their lives.
I
think the Palestinians are pawns to a bigger picture, and I've always said that they are.
Well, they got them on the front line. Nobody wants them. Nobody cares about them. It's like what Castro said: "No los queremos, no los necesitamos." Only they say it in Arab language.
Yeah, they're like the world's victims, and nobody wants them, and nobody will absorb them, and they're bred to hate and to war. When you go into other countries like Jordan and Lebanon, there are like lovely, educated people. I mean, forget Hezbollah, because I've met some disgusting people from there also. But you know, there's a lot of people that are very.
I mean, these Palestinians are running around stabbing people, saying "death to Jews." I say death to you. I say if you come at me, I'm gonna whip out a freaking shotgun and blow you away. That's what I'm gonna do. As a Jew. And I think the rest of the Jews in Israel, no matter what their government says, should defend themselves at all costs, because they're coming after you. They have always come after you, and you need to protect your family and yourselves, because the Vatican is riling up everybody to come at you.
Yeah, I don't trust Israel, because the leadership right now is so
a bunch of Lebensjews.
They're Nazis. I mean, look, Kissinger's on the Knesset. Kissinger's name is on the Knesset. Rothschild's name is on the Knesset.
You have the dope kissing their hands.
Okay. Who are these people? Kissinger, we have pictures of him. He looks identical to this Nazi. I can't think of his name. It's like Von... I can't think of his name right now, but spitting image of him. I mean, you know, it looks like his kid. I mean, just identical in many, many, many pictures. And so it's so obvious who these guys are. And then Israel, just like these blind... like very innocent Jews, again, you know, victims, and they're just, the leadership is, who knows what the hell is in there.
They're getting ready to blow Israel away. I don't care what you say. Iran launched some type of missile test launch, And it's clearly evident just by that action alone that Obama signed a nuclear agreement with Iran already. So it's just all out war. I mean, Hitler is back in style. Hitler is so popular right now, and that, I mean, the Muslims, the Palestinians, everything they do, everything they say came from Hitler and the Nazis.
Yes, that's true. It's all
propaganda. So don't think that they came up with it themselves, because they're just a bunch of idiots that can't even read.
That's right. They were given
talking points by the Nazis.
Yes, and it was translated into Arabic, the same exact word for word, translated from German to Arabic, and printed out, and they paid for the books to be printed.
Hitler is so freaking popular that Mein Kampf has even made a return to German bookshelves in bookstores. You believe this? Now Mein Kampf is in demand once again in Germany. Meanwhile, the offspring of Hitler, Angela Merkel, is just trying to dilute German culture with these Jesuit Wahhabi throwbacks.
Yeah, I don't know what's going to go on over there. I have no idea. There's the people in Germany are usually very peaceful. They really just don't want to be bothered with that kind of stuff, you know, and a lot of the Germans there are just very lovely people. I have a lot of business over there and wonderful people. I have nothing against anybody that's cool with me. But I just don't understand. What bothers me the most, you know, is like I feel like my life, I never really gave a fuck up if I was Jewish or not. You know what I'm saying? But like then I turn around and I realize that why I'm so great at so many different things, and I always come like really close to being like mega famous, and I should be. Because of my art and because of my music. But then I turned around and really went digging like a great investigator that we are. And we found out all the reasons why is because I don't have these bloodlines. Although I do have very famous relatives. I mean, I don't know how Aaron Russo got in. Maybe he was a Mason. I have no idea. I mean, he's not alive, so I can't say anything, but I don't know. But I question it.
You know, the family's a little sympathetic to Masonry.
Okay,
but,
then I have my other uncle, Matrano, who's in movies and all up in the, you know, police academy. Is always tons of
hey, it's
films.
The key to success.
Okay,
the key to success. That's what they all want you to think, right? Anyway. We gotta move on here. Speaking of, you want to talk about people who made it. I'll tell you why you didn't make it. Because you're not dancing around like that Fanuc Drake in that latest Illuminati video of his, dancing around, talking about as above, so below, with his hands, with his little Moloch the owl on his chest, on his sweater. I mean, the only reason he's allowed to wear that Moloch the owl is because the guy did something strange for a piece of change. You know that, right?
Or his family is also connected.
I mean, you got Justin Bieber tattooing Moloch on himself.
Okay, but Justin Bieber was traced to Klaus Barbie.
Yes, but these guys are probably just got a VIP booth at Bohemian Grove.
Yeah,
that's why it's a gang. They got the little owl, the little logo on their arm because they're repping the gang.
Yep.
It's just Illuminati Hip Hop COINTELPRO. That's what I've dubbed them.
Mm-hmm.
You know, from Drake to Justin Bieber, all these bastards, they get famous. Why? Because they're probably Mischling or they're Lebensborn.
Yeah, but the black
and those
people,
are the keys to success in the Illuminati's pyramid.
Okay, but the black people, you can't say they're not Nazis. Most of them are not, except for maybe T.I.
Either that or they're Boule, Prince Hall Masons.
Okay, yeah.
And even then, they're still, to the Nazis, they're still just a bunch of juggling, just rapping jesters on unicycles.
Hitler called us the blacks. He said the blacks are like the roaches and the Jews are like the vermin.
That's right.
So, I mean, the Jews always helped black people in America.
Yeah, the Jews also in Los Angeles, they also gave a lot of work to Latinos.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I guess they always empathize with the minorities because we've always been kicked out.
And here's a quote. Here's a quote from Hitler. He quoted, "The Jews are undoubtedly a race, but they are not human."
They're not human.
And that's all these KKK bastards on alternative media and even at the top of the pops on TalkStream Live. Because let's face it, if you're not on TalkStream Live, you're a nobody. You might as well just be broadcasting in some toilet in San Bernardino or in some dump in Ohio. Okay, so seriously, you're a nobody. You suck. Nobody gives a fuck who you are. But anyway, like I was saying, that's how the freaking Nazis think. They think that, yeah, you're a race, but a subhuman race. And now they're spewing all their garbage on all the mediums.
Yes.
Right?
But the guy you were talking about also, I think they think is a roach also. So, I mean, believe it or not.
Oh, they think Italians are roaches too?
Yeah. I don't think that they're not the same.
But they're part of the Axis.
No, they're not the same. How come
not the same?
If they're all the same, then how come half of these people that are supposedly Italians, Itais, Martin Scorsese, they're all freaking Ukrainians, they're German heritage, Polish heritage, and they're all lying. Buscemi, all these guys. Pacino's a French. So all these guys are not even...
I think I know how you make it in show business. You crap yourself when you're performing live. Live. You just take a dump on yourself live, like that Andrew WK guy.
But we've traced him back to Hitler, too.
What did you make of that guy's
the story
that guy's stupid just interview on Larry King? I mean, Larry King looks like he's just going to, like, kill over any second when he's on there.
Well... I think they're trying to. That's what that was the shock value. They were trying to give him a heart attack on air. But what was it? He said that Andrew said he was surfing.
But he asked him something about the Illuminati too. Did you catch that?
But he said, well, let's just explain it to our audience, is that Andrew said he was surfing and jumping off of a stage, and while he jumped off, in midair in white pants, he took a crap.
He took a crap in his white pants.
I don't believe it.
You know what? That guy's music makes me want to party. I mean, it's just that one song he has. I mean, literally, I could drink like a whole 12-pack of Miller High Life.
What song is it?
I don't know. It's just all his music just says party, party, party.
Okay.
It's not even music.
Okay, but
it's
the
not
one that we
song.
saw with the video with the Hitler blood dripping down his lip.
That's his logo. He kind of
that's
put
why
a little Hitler blood
because
stash.
he's showing you that he's a descendant of Hitler.
Not only
That's
that, but he's
bloodline
a
of
Freemason.
Hitler.
You see him partying with Masons. You see him playing a Masonic organ with a bunch of swastikas on the ceiling. I mean, it's ridiculous. You want to talk about how you make it? You either dance like a fruit and wear Moloch on your shirt like Drake, basically resembling as above, so below, or you shit your pants and play Masonic organs.
But
all the while you have to be a Nazi.
But there was at one point a woman who vouched for me. She said, I'll be your alibi. And she was like my friend at the time, and she got me gigs in Brazil. And she said that, I'm going to vouch that you were gay with me. And I'm like, yeah, right. I'm like, okay, why do you have to do that? I don't know. I'm not going to tell you, Jah Jah. You're never going to know.
For some reason, I just thought, if I was there, in between both of you, I'd be like, can I watch? I had a Bill Clinton moment.
No,
anyway.
I was just dumbfounded. My jaw was on the floor. I said, what? And then when I tried to get with 50s people, this guy, Mike Heron, who used to work for Shady or still doesn't, he said to me, oh, yeah, get with this girl, I'm like, get out of here.
That's exactly what they want you to do. They want you to do something strange for a piece of change.
I think if you're Jewish, they want to humiliate you. I think that but you see, I never had to do anything because my friend vouched for me in Brazil. I was shocked to hear that, and she said, "You'll never understand." Years later, I understand, but I still don't get how she got in either because she was Italian Brazilian. So when I see these people here, this different. He was Dominican. What are these people telling me the same crap? I mean, that I have to be with a girl? I mean, what, you need some crap on me first? Oh, please. I'm like, it's not like I haven't been so supportive of the gay community and have a million gay friends. I'm like, first forget it. I'm like, forget this. I'm like, what, I'm going to go and do something totally against my desire, belief, or feelings just to get a job? Fuck that. Fuck off.
That's probably what they did to Bruce Jenner. They had him do that Illuminati goddess ritual and cut off his freaking ding-dong so he could just keep having a job on that reality show of theirs, right?
I think he was probably gay, and then when he was around Kanye, because Kanye just loves them panties, he just got the idea. And then, wanted to be really,
Speaking
really
of gay, I think Lamar Odom didn't go to some brothel or some bunny ranch. I think he was teaming up with that old Laker point guard Sasha Vujacic, and they were having some ass pounding and somewhere, and somebody had so much cocaine that the other one just just collapsed. So then they had to call reality TV, reality Illuminati TV, and
make a brother story.
And then the Kardashians want to make a whole spin on the whole blood sacrifice thing because there's idiots out there like River Phoenix's cousin.
Mark Dice.
They like to say that anybody that says anything about a blood sacrifice is Illuminati. So I think the Kardashians are really just doing some play on that. And Jenner cutting off his schlong is exactly what I said it is. It's some type of ISIS ritual.
Yeah. He wants to be as beautiful as Lady Gaga, I think.
He's surrounded by nothing but freaking punani in that house. I mean, he wants to have a punani too. Right?
I guess, I've heard of crazy stories. I mean, don't get me wrong, because I have a lot of gay friends, so I know a lot of stories, and some guys will do anything to get themselves
even
laid.
Without a schlong, I still think that Bruce Jenner, or the artist formerly known as Bruce Jenner, is more of a man than Kanye West. Even without a schlong.
Well, yeah. I don't want to talk about Kanye. Oh, God.
Anyway, I just had to bring that up, folks, because I love to expose the reality TV Illuminati blood sacrifices. I love it, okay? So, I mean, a lot of crazy stuff's going on. It's October, and, it's Halloween's right around the corner, folks. And I love me some candy corn. I really love that candy corn. So I don't know what. Kids don't really like the candy corn. They want, like, Snickers or Skittles or some shit. I used to love getting that candy corn. So I love Halloween.
Where do you come with that kids don't like candy corn?
I don't know. I just don't think they like candy corn. I mean, my kids didn't like candy corn. I mean, I'd put on the Rey Mysterio mask and we'd go around the freaking block, and whenever they got candy corn, it's like they looked at me with disappointment. Meanwhile, I'm like, I hope they give you more of that stuff. You know what I mean? I freaking love candy corn. But I want to talk about what do you think are some of the scariest places on Earth to you?
The scariest places?
What are some of the scariest places? Like, where would you never want to be?
Henry Kissinger's bedroom?
Oh, that's pretty damn scary. That's pretty damn scary. They have this place in Nicaragua called the Mouth of Hell. Literally looks like an abyss to hell. And that, I looked at it and that looked scary. So if you're near Google, folks, Google into that robotic dog that's going to throw you in a concentration camp one day.
I used to live by...
Mouth of Hell, Nicaragua. You'll see how frightening that damn thing is.
I used to live by the Amityville house, and my dad used to drive us by there every once in a while, and we'd look at it. And, I saw the movie. I never really was scared. I'm not afraid of ghosts anyway. I don't really care. Demons don't scare me at all.
Yeah, it's the freaking Nazi demons that are alive here on Earth that scare people.
Demons and ghosts. I love that shit.
Anyway, talking about demons, I mean, aliens, demons, whatever they are, do you think they're really flying around in pyramid-shaped UFOs over Brazil? Or is that our own craft?
No, I don't even know what that is. That could be
some pyramid-shaped UFO appeared over Brazil.
I saw it, but I don't know what that is. It could be either... it could be a holograph projection. It could be a joke. Or it could be a photoshopped image. I can't investigate every little thing, but who knows? I don't believe that.
Check this out. Even a mothership, a UFO mothership was spotted in the clouds over China. And then they said they saw something like a city in the clouds. I mean, what's going on? Is this some type of Project Bluebeam, reverse engineer technology? What are they doing?
Yeah, well, they did that years ago. In the I can't remember the name of the region, but Sichuan, I think it was the Sichuan region, where they did have a mirage, and they would look like a mirage. What year was this? There was a mirage in the whole, you could see a whole city with people rustling and cars and ships and everything. But what year are you talking about?
This just happened now. This is breaking news. They spotted a mothership or a city in the clouds over China, and now they're using the Kepler telescope, or whatever, Haas-Kepler, and they discovered a huge alien megastructure somewhere in the constellation of Cygnus. So, is this all just some type of Nazi Third Reich Bubba Meisters that they're telling us?
You can't believe anything NASA says, first of all.
You mean Nazi?
Exactly. NASA, very close.
Well, I'm prone to believe that there might be a 5.0 quake. I mean, California has the ability to have a 9.0, if not higher. But, that's
Universal Studios. When you see Universal Studios pick up and move...
Yeah, all their Lebensborn is there.
And Paramount and every other famous actor get up and leave that might have German roots... then you can discuss about...
That's a brilliant point.
Okay, there you go. Everything else is hogwash and fear-mongering and keep you riveted and scared to your seat. And that's what everybody wants to do.
Here's another scary story to keep people just scared right in their seat. Another riveting story. A UFO armada was filmed over Japan. Kind of like in 1952. Really reminds me of the time where there was an armada filmed flying over Washington, D.C., and then the next day they said it was some weather balloon. It's incredible.
There's a military aircraft.
What's going on?
It's military aircraft. I mean, it's just military aircraft. There's got to be a million different types of it by now. I mean, all kinds of shapes.
It's probably Russian aircraft. Speaking of the Russians, they're pounding the shit out of ISIS. They're pulverizing them. They're obliterating our boys, our good old USA boys from ISIS. They're pounding the hell out of them. And here's another story. Basically leads me to believe that it's the Knights Templar and the Vatican that are going to own Russia pretty soon, folks, because Russia has now gone to a gold standard. I mean, that's bad.
Did they go? I heard they were talking about going. Did they officially go?
You know how these backdoor deals are. They tell you something, and then meanwhile they're already 10 steps ahead. They're saying they're on the gold standard.
They said
they're planning on being
I heard
on the
they
gold
were planning.
standard.
Wait till they go on it for sure, and then we could talk about it. Until they could just be saying that just because they want a gold rush there. I don't trust it. Okay, because people will not agree to that. And people will rebel and rise up. Because the thing is that if the globalists are the ones collecting gold as a commodity, the average person might not be, so that would leave everybody penniless in a second. So they don't have. That's why the gold standard will never work. You can't go back to it because you would have to then.
Well, the Vatican owns nearly all the gold or most of the gold reserves in the world. I mean, the Vatican was instrumental in bringing about the Great Depression.
Yeah.
The Vatican's bank, Legatus.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, it's all Doctor Strangelove.
Yes.
Isn't it?
Yeah, they all work together.
It's all Eurasia. We have to fight Eurasia, 1984, Ministry of Propaganda bullshit.
And they'll use the blacks and the Latinos and the Jews, and they'll send them all in. And the
Muslims. Oh, they're using the black provocateur, COINTELPRO. They're using them to start things up in Baltimore and in Ferguson, and to yell, "We hate Jews," and yell, "We hate white people." I mean, meanwhile, these little black yentas are taking their kids to Planned Parenthood willingly, and they protest all over the city, but they don't burn down any of the welfare joints. Incredible.
Yeah. Well,
what are you going to do in the new America of today, folks?
Yeah, but those aren't even the people that live there are not the ones doing that anyway. It's always the provocateurs that are doing it.
That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, well, they're not real people. They're not rebelling.
That's right, provocateurs. You're not real people. You're not real. You don't exist. And we're coming close to the end of the show, folks. We want to thank you so much for joining us. It's always our pleasure and our duty to bring you the best in alternative media. And we will be here, same station, same dial, every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. And
that's right. Don't forget to go to our store.
Don't forget.
Go to our store, Etsy.com, Antique Obsessions. There's like a 40% off sale right now. And then on Conceptual Subculture on Etsy is a 50% off sale. So you guys should check that out. Get your cool Jah Jah and Bruce wear, straight up one-of-a-kind gear. Don't forget to check out Jah Jah at night. I got 3 hours.
3 hours following the show every night. as part of MBN Radio Network, just standard programming. And, we start off the show talking a lot of smack about how Hillary Clinton got off the hook. Well, she may have gotten off the hook in America's eyes, but not in our eyes. And not in this song, because we hooked her and we booked her in the latest single from Jah Jah's up-and-coming album that's soon to be released.
It's not going to be on the album. This is a separate single.
Oh, it's a single.
That's right. It's just a
Benghazi.
separate single. That's right. It's called Benghazi.
Well, help me out here.
We're going to have a video for it soon.
That's going to be hot.
Yeah, this was produced with Mikesh.
Very hot. So we hooked Hillary and we booked Hillary, and we're going to go out to Jah Jah's song, Benghazi. Thank you for listening to us, folks. The excellence of radio execution. I'm your host, Bruce Montalvo, joined by Jah Jah. We'll be here every Friday, 9 p.m. Eastern. Same station, same dial. Thank you for listening.
Peace.
Execute the orders and then put them up for questioning. In the hot seat, caught another Nazi. Whoops, look again, it's gangster Obama. Kamikaze, cause another crisis. Drop another bomb in the trade of the poppies. Taking bodies, say goodbye Gaddafi. Check the bloody plot that the crooks masterminded. Why you lying? Arming up Al-Qaeda. Did Bin Laden and you fucked up Benghazi.
Welcome to your hometown Whataburger. Here you can add as much flavor as you like.
Those add-ons just add a little extra touch.
It sets the Whataburger apart. It takes it up kind of to the next level.
Grilled peppers and onions, bacon's perfect. Gotta have them grilled jalapenos. It completely changes the taste of the burger.
This burger is made for me, and they're gonna make it just right every time I come.
Avocado goes well with everything. What doesn't it go with?
They say you can't buy happiness, but the add-ons get real close.
We're adding big flavor here at your hometown Whataburger.
We know you love your music, so we'll be quick. We love helping you stream the hottest music. And since you're the de facto DJ, everyone's counting on you. So we reimagined Wi-Fi and created Xfinity XFi so you can stream your favorite tunes with reliable speeds whenever, wherever. Whether you're hosting a party or doing a little spring cleaning, you can stream confidently with XFi. This is beyond Wi-Fi. This is XFi. Visit Xfinity.com/XFi to learn more.